Hello, everyone. In
Hey.
this episode, we will talk about mindful hobbies. What does mindful hobby mean? I'll shortly tell you about it. So, in general, in life, we sometimes struggle and we get depression for the past, and this kind of distracts us to focus on the moment, which we actually should focus on. And sometimes for the future, we feel the anxiety, which is also annoying because you can't think clearly. So, this is the topic that we are going to talk about, and we have two guests. I would like to introduce you, Eileen and Antonio. So, Eileen, would you like to introduce yourself shortly?
Yes, sure. I'm Aylin and I'm 18 years old from Turkey. I'm a dentistry student in the University of Health Sciences and I'm really happy to be here.
Nice to meet you, Eileen and Antonio.
Yeah, hi everyone, and I'm Antonio, and I'm from Italy. And I'm graduated in sports sciences, and now I'm studying a master on Florence in sports sciences. And I will speak about the sciences aspects and the health benefits of mindful hobbies. And that's
Thank you, Antonio. And I'm your moderator, Awesome. I'm studying pharmacy. And I will also add some hobbies. And I hope we will have a nice podcast together. So, Antonio, would you like to start with your hobbies? What kind of hobbies do you have?
Yeah, I study hobbies, and then my hobby is sports, and yeah,
What kind of sports do you like?
yeah. My favorite sport is football, but also I practice the gym,
Hmm.
and yeah,
When did you first start doing these sports? For example, football.
yeah. I've been playing football since I was 4 years old. And I've been playing football because when I was child, I watched. Do you know Captain Tsubasa?
Yes.
You know? Yeah, you know. And I also started because my father likes to eat so much. And then, yeah, I think the sport is important to control emotions and for this. And, yeah.
Yeah, such a great hobby.
Yeah.
And Eileen, what about you? What kind of hobbies do you have?
I have many hobbies, but number one would be exactly photography. I mean,
So, what's special for you in photography?
photography makes me feel in the present because I'm taking the picture of the moment and it always stays with me and I think it makes me feel really calm at that moment as a photographer and I think my people who see my photos also feel this all emotions inside my photos and uh, this is why I really love it.
Yeah, exactly. Like photography is such a great mindful hobby since you catch the moment and you don't let it flow, you don't let it go away. So, I think your hobby is such a great one. And
Thank you.
I'd like to ask you, Antonio,
Yeah.
why do you think your hobby of sports are mindful? Would you like to elaborate this?
Yeah, I think that football or sport in general, but I think sports team that is more useful than the gym because it is a team sport. And I think that team sports are better than individual sports because you share emotions with other people, other players. And for my personal opinion, is that I meet many people through football, and I grew up a lot. I grew up a lot, and I learned to manage my fears and the pressures. Yeah,
Yes, it's also interesting because normally we take sports as a physical activity,
yeah.
like to build your body, to build your
No, no,
yes,
no,
to,
no.
to be
To
durable. But actually, it also helps to improve your psychological status,
Of course.
because our body is like that. It's not separate. What affects your physical status? It also affects your psychology. Actually, it works both for the arrows. Like, if it's affecting your psychology, it's also affecting your body. For example, if you have anxiety, you have this stomach ache. If you have something about physical condition like your headache, affects your psychology. So you mentioned a good point, actually, in my opinion, because sports are also pretty effective for our mind.
Help a lot. Help a lot. Yeah.
Yes.
And
And Eileen, would you like to mention another hobby for us?
Yeah, sure. I was doing folk dances when I was little, and I think all those physical activities are nice for our psychological condition, but also it makes me feel like really self-confident about myself in when I'm doing folk dances. It's helpful for my self-esteem. And what about your hobbies, Awesome?
Well, I can say that easily that music is my favorite hobby, because even when I was like 5, my father made me to go to a guitar course. So I love all kind of musics, and you mentioned the team sports, for example,
Yeah.
how it makes you feel more connected to people, and you mentioned the folk dance, and I can tell this for concerts, for example. Sometimes you are playing on your own your instrument, but sometimes you gather with people and you have a band. Maybe you have an audience, or maybe you are just the audience and you are with your friends watching a music show, watching a concert. This is also a great place to socialize, and we need kind of socializing to improve our mental health. Uh, for example, if you stay in your own home, own room for hours, it will destroy your mind, in my opinion. And this also made me think of another kind of modern sport, which they call esports. Would you like to talk about it? Do you think esports are equal to sports, or are there some different points?
yeah. Nowadays, there are scientific researches that demonstrate that esports improve mental health and then improve emotional control. It was proved that a person who practices esports burns more calories than like a guy that doesn't do activities, and this is due to the work of the brain, because which consumes a lot of energy, and then is this, and so I think that sports are useful to control emotions, but I think that they are on the middle, are in the middle, because from the people between people that do activities, then hobbies, and people that didn't that they they didn't practice, and then I think so.
Yeah, like esports are also connecting people in like
Yeah.
another way, and it's also burning calories, as you said. And it was such interesting that just playing in the computer is more burning calorie than just running or something
Yeah.
else. This is pretty interesting. But in this case, we also want to have a social environment to actually feel at the present, but in the games it's kind of far from it. So we can tell there are some benefits of it, but maybe we shouldn't dive into it too much, since it's also harmful.
Yeah.
And Arlene, what other hobbies do you have that you want to mention?
Okay, I can think about painting, for
Hmm.
example. You must know, heard of Bob Ross, that
Mhm.
how he is connecting the painting and the psychological side of it. I'm just placing some happy trees to here, and this is one scene from my childhood which I was always watching on the TV, and it made me think, both doing this keeps you in present, but also, yeah, you are feeling hopeful about the future. I think most of the hobbies really take us and dive into a really nice places, like you are feeling in like another environment in each hobby, and we should have a variety of them,
Mhm.
not just one.
Yeah, and I want to explain another thing because we are all from different countries actually, and
Yeah.
we have different cultures. And for example, Antonio is from Italy, and I am from Turkey, and also Aylin is from Turkey, but she has Romanian and Bulgarian ancestry.
Yeah.
So I want to mention a thing in Turkey. I don't know if it's the same in your country, but usually our parents say, when you say, I want to be a musician or I want to be a sculpture artist or something about art, something about maybe that are more related to hobbies. For example, I want to be a football player.
Yeah.
They say that maybe you do that, but not as a career, just do it as a
Yeah.
hobby. Maybe be an engineer, lawyer, but don't be a football player, don't be a musician.
In Italy, it's the same.
Italy is the
Yeah,
same.
it's the same.
Yeah, in Bulgaria and Romania
Yeah,
also.
probably it's a global thing, and it's maybe annoying for us when we were a child. We want to be a football player and
Yeah,
stuff, but
I think because it is difficult, no? Because yeah, I would like to be a footballer, yeah, but it's difficult
yes,
to
it's
profession to earn money. It's difficult.
yeah. So they're actually right. It's hard to be like. It's hard to have lots of millions of musicians, millions of football player, but still we can do it as the hobbies. They are actually right. So
Yeah.
when we do it as hobbies, it makes us feel at the present. After a long time of work, after a long time of working and the weekend or after the shift, maybe you can go with your friends to play a soccer game. Maybe you can go to paint. Maybe you can go to a concert. And then you feel alive. Not while working, but after the long, tiring period, the relaxation comes. And if we don't do it, if we just work, sleep, I think it will be pretty dangerous for our mind.
Also, I think taking those hobbies as out of our professional life also calms us, because we don't relate the hobby with the income, with the money, and this
Exactly.
is helpful for our mental health.
Yeah, because when you do it for money, you just you just do what the customer needs. But
Yeah.
when you do it as a hobby,
It
you
comes
do
from
whatever
your
you
soul.
want. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
And
And Antonio, I know that you're studying sports and you have a degree on it. So I also wonder the physical effects to our body. Like, do you have any information for us?
yeah, uh, when we practice sports, we produce substances, and we produce endorphin and erythrin.
Yes.
I don't know if you know this.
Yeah, we're
You
also
know.
studying health
Ah, yeah,
sciences.
you know.
We are familiar.
And yeah, erythrin is more focused on to burning fat, and then is more focused to physical health.
Mm-hmm.
And endorphins are more focused to are substances that are produced by the brain,
Mm-hmm.
and they are neurotransmitters in our central system,
Mm-hmm.
and endorphins help a person, the organism, to reduce pain.
Mm-hmm.
This is feeling, and to reduce stress, to generate euphoria,
Yes.
and to begin. And then so endorphin has a great influence on emotions,
Yeah.
and then is
Yeah,
very important.
it's interesting because this is evolutionary. This is something that evolution gave us. When we run, when we are physically active, our body automatically produces this endorphin, and you feel just happy.
Yeah,
And in addition to this, since you did something good for your body, you automatically feel good. Like, this feeling when you eat something good, when you do something good for your body,
yeah,
you feel good, right? And when you do something bad, like when you sit all the time, all the day, or when you eat fast food and unhealthy stuff, then you feel remorse. You feel like, no.
yeah.
So it
True.
affects both. Like you do something bad to your physical status, and your psychology gets worse. But if you run, if you do sports, if you have a hobby, that automatically makes your psychological status better. So it's also interesting.
I
Yeah.
think at this point, having some diet in all ways would be really good opinion because, as you mentioned, like eating something good makes us feel good, and doing something bad to our body also makes us feel bad. But, for example, like spending a lot of time in one place, in one profession, in I don't know, eating a lot of carbohydrates and stuff, also reconnects our parts of brain which we actually use all the time, and then we cannot taste the thing right. We should focus on the time, and we should.
Yes. Also, for food, for example, to take it as a hobby, you can cook.
Yeah.
There's a hobby where you are just cooking.
Yeah.
Maybe you are with your friends, you are with your families, just with teamwork. Someone is cutting the onions, someone is washing the tomatoes, and you make a meal together. And
It's like cooperation. Yeah.
yes, cooperation, and it makes you feel good.
Like a
And
team.
yes,
Like,
teamwork.
like a team sport.
Team sports, yes.
Yeah.
It's
You
the
don't
same.
have
It's
an
the same.
opponent. You just make something and
Yeah.
then eat together. And maybe if it's healthy, then your body gets better and you feel more happy.
Yeah.
So, yeah, cooking and maybe eating can be a hobby too.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, okay. Do you have anything to add?
Mhm.
No, it was
No.
really nice to talk
Yeah.
about all.
Okay, then. Thank you, Antonio. Thank you, Eileen.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Hope to see you in the next episode.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.